La 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 Adam's little vlog.
Tally ho everybody, this is Aheapians Games, Adam speaking, and today I'm going to give you another episode of The Real Adam. This is The Real Adam 3. Now over the last couple of days I've had a cold, so if my voice doesn't seem quite as its usual strength, then I do apologise. All my sinuses are like... Sorry for such a descriptive description. So today's episode concentrates on my music, as I said it would. Now, as you can see, I've taken some stuff down from the back. That's because it's here, ready to show to you. And I'm just debating with myself whether to show you my CDs first, or my 7 inches first, or my 12 inches first, or which order. I guess we'll start off with the small stuff, finish with the big stuff, okay? Firstly, I'm going to shamelessly advertise my own music. I've got acoustic versions of all my own albums, and here they are. That's my first one, which is called 10 Ways to Save the World, which I did in 2009. This one is the second one. It's called The Mirror, which I did back in 2010. Dedicated to Science, 2011. Revelations, 2012. And this is a double album called Tiktaalik / Aegea, which was done in 2014. Yes. So those are my albums. You can actually download them for free at the moment. I'll give a link in the description. It's on a site called Bandcamp, but they're for free. But they are acoustic live versions. They're not great quality, hence why they're free. Now, some stuff here that these are basically like almost like shout outs, but these are I've collected CDs from artists that I know, who I've lived locally, or I've lived with, or I've played with. So, for instance, Samir Arslanagic. You can't really read that very well. I'll be giving these links down in the description if I can find them. John Harley, who hosted one of the open mics that I frequented. That's a very nice CD. Tim Bliss, who's in Cornwall. I've seen him at a few open mics. He's playing at the Regatta, which I'm playing. I'll probably have uploaded this video after I've played the Regatta, but it'll be there. Scapegoats, which features a couple of people I knew up in Bangor. The Beaumont Brothers, Alan Dean, the Belfast Busker. He's in Cornwall. I saw him at Stythian Showground, which was a Volkswagen festival. And now we get into some of my rarer CDs. This is a Japanese version of a Sigur Rós EP sort of thing. I'd never gotten a Japanese CD before, but I was in HMV and I looked at the case and I thought, oh, that looks a bit bizarre. And I really like the band Sigur Rós. I do recommend checking them out. But the way they package things is really weird, so I'm going to be keeping this one for a while, you know, just so I know what's going down in Japan down, I guess. These are promo copies of 2 Jimmy Eat World albums. You'll be seeing a lot of Jimmy Eat World, I'll tell you. Static Prevails and Clarity. Static Prevails being my favourite album of all time. But these are just little promo CDs I guess the record company's kept, and I've got a couple, so yeah, still sealed. Speaking of Jimmy Eat World, this is a rather rare disc. Call It in the Air. It's just that song, Call It in the Air, which is on the Static Prevails album. It's a rather nice little CD in there. I don't know quite how many of these were made. Unfortunately, it's got a bit of a crack on the back there, as you can see. But it's nice, I like it. I love that era of Jimmy Eat World. It's my favourite era of any band ever, I think. And a bit earlier from that era, I've got this, and it took me years to find one of these. This is Jimmy Eat World's 1994 self-titled album, and it's got some pretty good songs in it. It's maligned by the band and a lot of its fans, I think, but I think it's a pretty good effort for a band of that time. I do enjoy it, and it cost me a bit of money to get this, and it's going to sell for a bit of money, if at all. Last of the CDs now. This is the latest Marillion album, which is called Sounds That Can't Be Made, and it's in quite a hefty little book thing here, which comes with all this lovely artwork. But Marillion do this quite a lot. They are my favourite band, and they do this sort of stuff quite a lot, where it's a really nice... Oh, still got that new book smell. Don't you just love that new book smell? It's fantastic. Oh. But this has got some cracking songs in it. I really like the album. A big improvement on the last couple of albums, I think. That's got a really nice case with it as well, as you can see, which is... It's just nice to hold. I'll move on to 7 inches. I mentioned we'll be seeing a lot of Jimmy Eat World, and this is exclusively Jimmy Eat World, the 7 inches, because I went on a bit of a spree. These two aren't quite so, you know, these are... I don't care about these ones too much, but these are from the Chase This Light album. These are 2 singles, both of them Big Casino. But I don't know why I got these ones, I'm not too keen on them. But these ones I'm quite keen on. These are 2 split singles to Jimmy Eat World. This is with bands called Mineral and Sensefield. That's quite a nice little one. It's got their song Secret Crush in it, which is a demo of the Clarity song Crush. But I just love these rare Jimmy Eat World things from sort of between the eras, between 93 and 99. That's when I liked them the best. Hence why I've also got this one, which is a split single with Blueprints. For some reason I really like this cover. I don't know why. It's so basic and random, but I love it. It's good. This has got Christmas Card and Untitled on it, which they're pretty good songs. And the last of the 7 inches is this one, which doesn't have a proper case, but this is an unusual one. It's Rockstar and Call It In The Air on one of these funky looking discs. I don't know why I've got it, I don't know how I got it, but it says on it, for jukeboxes only. So I imagine this came out during the year that Static Prevails came out, and went to a few jukeboxes around the area, and one of them's landed in my room. And now we move on to the big uns. I didn't really like this album from Jimmy Eat World. Those 2 singles I showed you earlier were from this album, but Chase This Light is probably my least favourite Jimmy Eat World album. I bought the vinyl simply for sake of getting it and maybe selling it on in a few years, which it probably will get sold at some point. The thing is, I'm not sure it'll sell. Even if I give it another 20 years, it'll probably be worth 99p. However, this one will not be sold. This is my favourite album of all time. This is Jimmy Eat World's Static Prevails, and I got this recently. They recently released this one as a vinyl limited edition just about a year ago, and I saw it and I thought, right, no matter how much money it is, I'm setting this. I'm buying this because this is my favourite album, and just to have it as a 12-inch vinyl, it just makes me happy. Boo-hoo. Jimmy Eat World Static Prevails on a lavender vinyl. Now this made me happy. I would love, however, to get an original print that had a different cover. So if anyone knows where I can find the original 12-inch cover of Static Prevails and can find one that isn't about 300 quid, send it my way, please. So this one gets the official Aheapa Games kiss. Aheapa smooch. And then we come across Marillion albums. These ones, I pretty much got all of them for about 2 quid down the local record store when it was still open in Plymouth. They got a few tears in them and everything. I just got these for the sake of having the 12-inch picture thing. But that was a reel-to-reel album. That's the Clutching at Straws album. That's the Misplaced Childhood album. Fugazi and Script for a Jester's Tear. So they're all the old, the Fish era Marillion vinyls, but I'm happy to have them just to put them on the back of my room, just for decoration's sake. And this one is also something I got recently, but this was a lot more money and hopefully will be worth a bit more money in the future as well. This is Marillion's A Sunday Night Above the Rain live. Now this is a big bit of kit, this is, because it's got, I think 3 or 4 discs. It's 3 discs. I found this in HMV on the vinyl wall. It just stuck out to me and I recognised the picture on it. I thought, I'm going to get that. I don't care how much it costs, just like the Static Prevails one, because these are limited edition, I think. I don't think they're being printed anymore, so give it a couple of years, maybe double profit. If I'm going to sell it, I probably won't. And last, but certainly no least, probably my most valuable at the moment is Sigur Ros's Von on 12-inch. Now this is a big one. This is a heavyweight 2006 pressing, and the last I checked, I think a couple of years ago, I checked for the prices. This is about 50 quid at the moment, which, think about it, isn't that much money. But considering just a couple of years previous, I bought it for 20 quid. It's already more than doubled in price. But this is a rather unusual one because it's got this purple casing around it. Look at that for a picture. What does that tell you? But this is probably my most expensive one at the moment. And the album itself it's a curious one. You know, it's not something I listen to. It's interesting. And I do like interesting, don't get me wrong. Go listen to it for yourself. It's Sigur Ros's Von. and don't you dare try buying off of me, unless you give me £100. I'll sell it to you then. But that's pretty much it for my music collection. I don't know what I'm going to do for my next Real Adam episode, but I'll think of something in due time. If you want to suggest something, feel free. I'd love that. I'd love you to give in your suggestions and all that. But this has been A Heap of Games, showing you all my rubbish music collection. This has been A Heap of Games, Adam speaking. Ta-ra, toodle pip, toodaloo, and cheerio. See you later.